Hello, hello, Dice Goblins, new and old. Last time we left off, which was most definitely a while ago, we covered stats. And today we cover races. Now, if you asked me 6 years ago, what race would I want to be? Well, I won't lie to you, I'd probably say something edgy like the Tiefling Son of the Dark Lord quote to, or something along those lines. However, most normal people around this time would probably choose an elf, human, dwarf, half-elf, maybe even a halfling. These are some of the bigger races I'd seen around these times, but nowadays we've just about got every race under the sun. I kid you not, a sentient toaster that grew arms and legs. Tasha's added that in its own beautiful indirect way. A Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle? Well, we've got turtles, alright? And they have a beautiful shell for defense and for hiding. And if for some godforsaken reason you'd want to be similar to Aquaman, you have sea elves which both have a swimming and breathing stat to breathe underwater. Point being, in 5th edition, you could literally be anything you want as long as the DM gives you that A-OK, that golden seal of approval. Now, as to what races typically do, they're handy in the fact that they give you stats, spells, features. Now, spells will be more so covered in part 5 of the series, as they're a lot more advanced and more adjusted players give them credit for, especially the rules that follow them. So stay on your toes and wait patiently for a proper introduction to the world of magic. Which, speaking of, elves. The children of forest magic, often described in several forms of fantasy as beautiful, dexterous, and extremely long lifespan. Now, if any of this interests you, you're in luck. There's about 20 flavors of them, so you have fun with that decision. Now, with abundance in mind, you have you, and you have me, humans. The rats of fantasy that set their mind to something and terrify the other races by defying the odds and doing it. You can't get rid of them, you can't stand them, but they're alright sometimes. Now, of course, we cannot forget our small friends, our last but not least example for today in races, halflings. Do you ever want to just be a small, lovely ball of sunshine who's lucky just because? Do you ever want to wade through people's ankles as a primary method of transportation? Get into your friends' heads with spooky telepathic whispers. Well, halflings are just the right friendly fellas for you. At a max of 3 foot tall, more or less, they're always locked and loaded for a good time. Now, I know all of these races which I have described to you are either stronger in some form and weaker in others, but the most important thing of all, just make the character you believe to be the most fun. Take it from somebody who's played 5e for over 6 years. It's not always about the stats, but sometimes it is. But, sometimes it's about being in the moment. And with that, we have concluded our part 2.